Good people, what is going on? Another episode of the All Go podcast. Please like and subscribe. I greatly appreciate it. Want to talk about college football playoff expansion and how that, I think, will help the out-of-conference scheduling. As it's been talked about, the college football playoffs going to be expanded to 12 teams, the top 6 conference champions, and the next 6 at-large teams will be going to the playoff. We'll see how that works out. We'll just see. So, what I think is going to happen, and actually one trend that I think you already are seeing, if we use Alabama as the barometer, so to speak, because Alabama is notorious ever since Nick Saban has been there in neutral site games versus the home and home series where, you know, one year we play at your place, next year at my place. But you start to see Alabama starting to schedule home and homes. And I think, just me personally, I think the reason for that is to build up your out-of-conference schedule, because think of it this way, like this year for Alabama, if they beat Texas. Let's say Texas goes on to play in the Big 12 championship, maybe not win it, but play in it, lose it, and they're a 10-2 team. Well, if Alabama loses to Georgia in, for example, the SEC championship, Alabama's going to have a better resume to look at when it comes to being one of those 6 at-large teams. I get it, the playoffs not happening this year, the 12 teams, but for example, right, Alabama would have a really good resume to say, well, listen, they beat, right, one of the teams in a conference championship, and then they also won, 9-10 games in the SEC. Their only loss was Georgia, and that was a 10-point loss, right? That's going to be a much better argument when whoever is in the room arguing about it versus a team that has an out-of-conference schedule this year, like a team like Michigan, where, you know, they're not playing really good teams. Granted, they're blowing them out, so they're handling their business. But if Michigan loses, let's say, the Ohio State game and doesn't go to the conference championship, putting their resume up against Alabama's resume, right? In just this example, obviously it's not happening right now, but I think you kind of get the point, where having a big game like that, a big win, is going to be valuable. And you could make an argument that in some years, even that being a close loss would be a good thing if that team goes on to, you know, win their conference and go undefeated. So I think it will help with the, a lot of fans don't like the cupcake non-conference that, you know, teams do. But in the world of the 4-team playoff, you automatically know that 2 losses, you're automatically out. And if you play in a Power 5 conference, it's just very difficult to go through that unscathed. So if I am going to pencil in 1 loss somewhere in my conference schedule, why would I schedule a team that could potentially give me a 2nd loss in my out-of-conference? And it just kind of is what it is. And I mean, I get it, right? You'd love to see 1 versus 2 or 5 versus 7 in the out-of-conference, but you know, you're forcing teams to make a decision on that, and the teams have made their decision. So hopefully with the expansion of the CFP, that we'll get some better matchups, some bigger teams playing each other in the out-of-conference, and and everybody be a little happier, and we get to find out who these teams are sooner and earlier than we do now. So that's my thought on it. Let me know your thoughts. Appreciate it.